Be honest with yourself. How many nights have you stayed awake, replaying the same thought, the same mistake, or the same what if? That endless cycle of thinking, analyzing, and imagining worst-case scenarios. We call it overthinking, and it drains our energy more than almost anything else. The truth is, overthinking doesn't protect you. It doesn't prepare you, it only steals your peace. And here's the crazy part. The Stoics, nearly 2.0 years ago, already warned us about this. They knew the human mind can become its own worst enemy. But they also discovered a simple trick to break free from the spiral, a practice that still works today in our modern lives. In this video, I'll show you exactly how the Stoics stopped overthinking, why their advice is timeless, and one exercise you can start tonight to finally quiet your mind. Stick with me until the very end, because once you understand this Stoic trick, you'll never see your thoughts the same way again. Let's start with the problem. Overthinking doesn't solve problems. It creates them. You replay conversations in your head. Did I say the wrong thing? Did they think I'm stupid? You imagine every possible failure. Before you even begin, what if I blow the interview? What if I can't pay the bills? What if I embarrass myself in front of everyone? The more you think, the less you act. And while you sit in worrying, life keeps moving forward without you. You suffer twice, once in your imagination and once in reality, if the thing even happens at all. Seneca, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, put it perfectly: we suffer more often in imagination than in reality. Think back to the last time you overthought something. Maybe it was a job interview, a date, or a difficult conversation. Did the nightmare you created in your mind actually happen? Probably not. And yet you still lost sleep. You still felt anxious. And you still drained your energy, rehearsing a movie in your head that no one else ever saw. That's the trap of overthinking. Now imagine being Marcus Aurelius, Emperor of Rome. Wars on the borders, betrayal in the Senate, plagues killing thousands. If anyone had reason to overthink, it was him. Every decision carried enormous weight, and the entire empire rested on his shoulders. And yet in his private journal, Marcus reminded himself, today I escaped anxiety. Or no, I discarded it because it was within me. In my own perceptions, not outside. Marcus understood that the storm wasn't outside. It was inside his head. By disciplining his thoughts, he stayed calm even as the world collapsed around him. That's the first Stoic trick. Realizing that most of our suffering is self-inflicted. Epictetus, another great Stoic, gave us the most powerful tool against overthinking: the dichotomy of control. He taught that everything in life falls into two categories. Category 1, the things you can control: your actions, your choices, your mindset. Category 2, the things you cannot control: other people's opinions, the economy, the weather, the past, the future. Overthinking happens when we obsess over category 2. We replay what we said yesterday. We imagine what someone might say tomorrow. We obsess over things that are completely outside our control. The Stoic trick is simple. Stop wasting energy there. Write your worries down, split them into 2 columns. What's in your control and what's not. Act only on column 1, let go of column 2. This one practice alone can free your mind. But the Stoics didn't stop there. They also used something called negative visualization, or premeditation of evils. The premeditation of evils. Instead of avoiding scary thoughts, they face them directly. If you fear losing your job, imagine it for a moment. If you fear rejection, picture it clearly, then ask, what would I actually do? How would I respond? You'll realize it's survivable. Fear shrinks when you face it head-on. Overthinking thrives in the shadows. Once you shine a light on it, It weakens. Let's take a modern example. Imagine you have a big presentation at work. The overthinker spends all night imagining failure. The projector breaks, people laugh. The boss is angry. The more you imagine, the worse it gets. A Stoic, on the other hand, prepares rationally. Bring your notes, have a backup plan. Practice once, then stop. Once you've done what's in your control, you let go. You stop rehearsing disaster. You stop playing a horror movie in your head. That's wasted energy. Another way Marcus stopped overthinking was by remembering impermanence. He wrote, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think." At first glance, this sounds morbid. But it isn't. It's liberating. It reminds us that every problem is temporary. That argument you had with your coworker, in 5 years, you won't even remember it. That bill that stressed you out, in time it will be paid, forgotten, or irrelevant. When you zoom out, you see how small most worries actually are. The next time you find yourself trapped in thought, ask, will this matter in 5 days? 5 months, 5 years? That perspective shrinks overthinking instantly. Marcus also had a nightly practice to keep his mind clear: evening reflection. Each night he reviewed his day without judgment. He asked, what did I do well? Where did I fall short? How can I improve tomorrow? This wasn't self-criticism. It was self-mastery. Instead of letting thoughts swirl endlessly in his head, he gave them structure. He put them on paper. He processed them. You can try this tonight. Before bed, write down 3 questions. What went well today? What didn't go well? How will I do better tomorrow? This practice closes the day with clarity and prevents the mind from spiraling into overthinking as you lie in bed. So, let's put this all together into a daily routine. You can start now in the morning journal. One thing you can control today. During the day when worrying strikes, pause and ask yourself, column A or column B, is this in my control or not? If not, let it go. At night, reflect on your day. What went well, what didn't, and how you'll improve tomorrow. 3 simple steps: morning intention, daily awareness, evening reflection. Follow this routine, and you'll start to rewire your brain away from overthinking. The Stoic trick to stop overthinking isn't about forcing yourself to think positive. It's about thinking rationally, focusing only on what you can control, and letting go of the rest. It's about remembering that most of the suffering you feel is not in the world, it's in your imagination. And when you see that clearly, you can finally break free. So, what's the Stoic trick to stop overthinking? Focus only on what you can control. Let go of the rest. Face your fears rationally. Reflect daily to clear your mind. If Marcus Aurelius could do this as Emperor of Rome, facing wars and plagues, you can do it too. If this video gave you value, give it a like so more people can discover Stoic wisdom. Share it with a friend who needs peace of mind, and subscribe for daily Stoic lessons on how to build a calmer, stronger mindset. And now I'd love to hear from you. What's the one thought you tend to overthink the most? Drop it in the comments. I'll be reading and replying. Remember, your mind is powerful, but only if you control it before it controls you. That's the Stoic way.